you saying, people? My name's Ellis, aka Ellis the Kid, and today I'm going to show you how to play an intermediate level neo-soul / R&B chord progression. This is one that I wrote a while back. So we're using typical chords of the neo-soul genre and the R&B genre. So hopefully you're familiar with these voicings, but don't worry if you're not familiar with them. What I'll do is I will show the chord diagrams on screen and show you all the embellishments in between. That rhymed. But anyway, let's get right into it. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're in the key of F major, and we're starting with this little riff at the beginning. So what we're doing there is we're playing the 6th fret of the B string, hammering on to the 7th fret, pulling off back to the 6th. Next, what we're doing is we're playing the 8th fret of the G string, to the 6th fret, to the 5th fret. That's all it is. Nice little intro. If you struggle with that, just play it slowly, practice slowly, and build the speed up over time. That transitions us nicely into the first chord of the progression, which is a B flat minor 7. So to play a B flat minor 7 chord, what you're doing is using your first finger to fret the 6th fret, and you're barring all 6 strings. So once you've got that barred, what you're doing then is you're placing your ring finger on the 8th fret of the A string. One of the easiest R&B voicings there is. So once we've played the chord, we want to let the chord ring out, but whilst it's ringing out, we want to play the root note and also the note on the high E string. So whilst the chord is ringing out, we'll play the low E string to the high E string twice, and on the second time, we hammer onto the 8th fret of the high E string. Okay? So once we've played that, we're moving over to a C7 chord, which sounds like this. So it creates a bit of tension. So the voicing to play a C7 chord is we're using our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, our first finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and then your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the G string. So to add to the melody of this progression, we're using our pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string. Now what you want to try and do is avoid playing the 2nd string. I know it's open, try and mute it with your ring finger, or just avoid it entirely. So every time we play a chord, we're kind of letting the chord ring out, and then we're playing some notes within the chord that are already fretted. So in this case, so what we're doing there is we're letting the chord ring out. We're playing the root note to the high E string once again. And on the second note, we then move the high E string up to the 4th fret. So we're sliding in that position. Up to you whether you let it ring out or kill it off. I tend to kill it off once again to create space so I can move to the next chord in the progression, which is an F minor 9 chords. Minor 9 chords are one of my favorite sounding chords. The tonality is just so smooth and it fits perfectly within R&B and neo-soul, and this is what it sounds like. And to play an F minor 9 chord, what you're doing is you're playing your middle finger on the 8th fret of the A string. Your first finger is 2 frets down, so you're playing the 6th fret of the D string. Your ring finger is on the 8th fret of the G string, and then your pinky finger is on the 8th fret of the B string. So on the F minor 9 chord, I'm playing with the timing a little bit. So in this case, what we're doing is we're playing the root, the B string to the G string. Once we let the chord ring out, we then play the chord again. We strum the chord, and then we play the note on the G string. So we're not moving our fingers. They remain in the same position throughout that whole section, but we're just changing up what we're playing after the chord has been played. So once again, F minor 9, strum the chord, A string, B string, G string, strum the chord again, G string. So it should sound like this. And once that chord's ended, we're now at the beginning of the progression again, so we need to play the opening riff. So you play that whole thing twice round, linking it with that riff that we learned at the beginning. So then what we do is we move on to the second half of the progression. We go to the B flat minor 7 like normal. Play slightly different embellishments this time round, because we're letting it ring out slightly more. So I tend to play just the B string and the G string. Then once we've played that, we're moving up 2 frets. using the same voicing to a C minor 7 chord. So we're using the same voicing. Okay, so it sounds like. Once we play the C minor 7, we're adding some embellishments to this section. Because we've created that bar of the first finger, that allows us to do hammer-ons and pull-offs using other fingers, all right? What we're doing is we're playing the 8th fret of the B string, hammer on to the 11th fret of the B string. Then we're doing the same thing for the high E string, except this time we're pulling off back to the 8th fret, hammering on to the 11th fret of the B string, pulling off to the 8th fret of the B string, and then we're playing the 8th fret of the G string and the 8th fret of the D string. So if we add the bar back in, this is what it sounds like. It might take some time to build the strength in your pinky finger to be able to do that and get a good sound out of it, but just keep practicing and the strength will come in no time. Okay, the next chord in the progression once we play those hammer-ons and pull-offs is to play a F minor 7 chord. So to play an F minor 7 chord, we're playing the root on the 5th string, so the A string, on the 8th fret. We're using our finger to bar the first 5 strings on the 8th fret. Our ring finger goes on the 4th string, or the D string, on the 10th fret, and then our middle finger plays the 9th fret of the B string. And that's what it sounds like. So following the C minor 7, we're playing the same series of hammer-ons and pull-offs again from what we did with the C minor 7, except obviously we're playing the F minor positions. So we're playing the F minor 7, we're letting it ring out, then on the B string from the 9th fret to the 11th fret. Then what we're playing is the 8th fret on the high E string to the 11th fret of the high E string. Pulling off back to the 8th fret. Then we're playing the 11th fret of the B string back to the 9th fret of the B string. So once we've let that ring out, then we're playing this little section. And that takes us back to the start of the chord progression. So what that is, so from the 11th fret of the high E string, we're sliding up to the 13th. Then we're doing the same on the B string, so the 11th fret to the 13th. Then we're playing the 11th fret of the B string to the 9th fret. The next section is to hammer on and pull off from the 8th fret to the 9th fret of the B string, and then play the 10th fret of the G string. Then to finish this bit off, we are then playing the 8th fret of the G string to the 5th fret of the G string. So that's what that should sound like. And that takes us nicely back to the beginning of the chord progression, which is the B flat minor 7 chord. So what we're doing is repeating the first section of the progression, except this time we are resolving on a different chord. So it sounds like this. Okay, so to resolve the whole progression, we are playing an F minor 7. So we're playing the B flat minor 7, same embellishments as before. This is a C7, same embellishments as before as well, and then we resolve on the F minor 7, which is that voicing I showed you earlier, starting on the 8th fret of the A string. Okay, so altogether it should sound like this. Feel free to go ahead and dress this up any way you want with different embellishments, different hammer-ons and pull-offs. At the end of the day, it's all what sounds good to you. So guys, that's going to conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I've got loads more of these progressions coming. Give it a thumbs up. Let's go ahead and get 20 likes on this video. I do typically release the short form version of these progressions on my social media accounts. So that's my TikTok and Instagram. They're both at Ellis the Kid, and links to both will be in the description below. Tabs are available on my Patreon in 3 different formats. Again, the link is down below. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment and I'll get back to you when I can. But that's it from me, guys. Until the next one, take it easy.